Power Rangers is a franchise that managed to stay active for 30 years, and although at some points it has suffered downfalls, there are other moments that have come back to life, giving us amazing seasons. Since Power Rangers turned 10 years anniversary, they started creating a special episode to celebrate these anniversaries every 5 years. In these 30 years the franchise managed to celebrate 5 special anniversary episodes, and some of these episodes have been very famous, but others were not so shocking to the public. Let's analyze a little about these special episodes to know which ones have been the best and which ones could have been better. Ironically, the most famous special is the oldest of all, and when the franchise turned 10 years old, they celebrated with the Forever Red episode. This episode has been the one that all the fans of the franchise have liked the most, and although it has many mistakes, it also has many hits that make this episode very epic. We should start by saying that bringing all the Red Rangers together was a very strategic decision, since we all know that the Red Ranger is always the most famous because he is almost always the leader of the team. This helped the episode to feature all the most famous Rangers at the time, gathered together for a battle. Because of this we also got to see Tommy Oliver and Jason, the most famous Rangers of the entire franchise, reunited again. These two Rangers have been the most famous since the beginning of the franchise and are possibly the most beloved Rangers. Another thing we could see in this episode is that it had many epic moments where all the Rangers could be seen together and ready for battle. This makes the whole episode go from being a normal episode to a special episode, as these are things that we are not going to be able to see normally in a Power Rangers episode. One of the important things that happened in this episode is the respect they gave to the old Rangers, as it shows in the treatment they gave Tommy as leader and the welcome they gave Jason for being a legend by giving him a grand entrance in the episode when he arrives on his motorcycle. Forever Red possibly remained as the best anniversary of the entire franchise, although there are some fans who think that the 30th anniversary was better, but we will analyze that later in this video. The 15th anniversary, called Once a Ranger, was also very well liked by the fans, but in my opinion, I would have liked that this episode had not been divided into 2 parts. On this anniversary they introduced the return of Xander the Green Ranger from Mystic Force, Bridge the Red Ranger from SPD, Kira the Yellow Ranger from Dino Thunder, and Tori the Blue Ranger from Ninja Storm, but the real surprise for the fans was the appearance of Adam the Black Ranger from Mighty Morphin. Another character introduced in this episode was Alpha 6, although a curious fact is that in the Spanish version of the episode, they made the mistake of saying Alpha 5. The villain of this episode is the son of Rita and Lord Zed, which along with other villains give a good final battle to the Rangers. Despite being 2 episodes, even so, both episodes are full of good battles and epic moments. The 20th anniversary is the famous legendary battle which many have criticized for not being so legendary, and that battle lasted very little time. Although the episode was very good, the name is too big for it because the final battle lasted only a few minutes and did not have so many epic moves. We can make the comparison with the final battle of Forever Red, and we can see that in that episode there were many spectacular moves in the final battle. This is something we didn't have in this legendary battle, plus the destruction of the few remaining enemies was by Super Megaforce, since they were the protagonists of that episode. In my opinion, for that final moment they could have used some new weapon combining the weapons of several Rangers from different eras. Apart from the final battle, throughout the episode we could see some old Rangers helping and saving many people. We also got to see 2 battles against the 2 main villains, which were a bit boring battles, and this affected the episode a lot. The only thing we can highlight from this episode was the arrival of all those Rangers from the past, forming one of the most epic moments in history. The 25th anniversary, called Dimensions in Danger, is part of the Super Ninja Steel season. This is the least famous episode, and I think I can give you some explanation about this. This episode has a very good story as it has the multiverse theme, and this makes it one of the most complex episodes. It also has the participation of several very famous and old Rangers like Tommy Oliver, Rocky, TJ, Kat, Wes, and some more. Unfortunately, The problem that this episode had is that it had very few epic moments, which make these special episodes different from any normal episode. Another negative thing is that the army of villains were robots dressed as rangers, and the battles seemed to be rangers against rangers. We should also mention Tommy Oliver's battle against the robot that was trying to be a knockoff. This seemed to be a good idea, but that battle had several things that disappointed a bit. The first thing we can say is that it lasted a very short time, plus, if you're going to have a Tommy versus Tommy battle, then you should make some more drastic changes to make it noticeable which one is the villain, not just put some eye makeup on him. Still, seeing Tommy use different transformations was a moment we all enjoyed, and also noteworthy when all the Rangers came together to use their blasters. Lastly, a very impactful detail was seeing Tommy use his falcon to stop the arrow and finish off the villain. The last anniversary we had was the special episode to celebrate 30 years of the franchise called Once and Always, and the first difference is that this episode does not belong to any season like the previous anniversaries. Another big difference is that in this episode they did not gather Rangers from different teams, since it was really a story concentrated on the Mighty Morphin team. The main idea was to be able to gather all the Rangers who have belonged to this team, since basically they all appear, but there are some actors who could not be there. Tui Trang could not be there since he passed away in 2001, Jason Frank did not appear because he did not want to appear in more episodes of Power Rangers, Austin could not participate because he was having legal problems at that time, and Amy Jo Johnson could not reach an agreement with the producers. Despite this, the characters of these actors did appear, as they only appear transformed, and the producers used the story to avoid having to show the actors' faces. Another important thing we had in that special episode was the appearance of Rita, and although it was a different version since she was a robot, she had all the essence of the original character. Because the original actress passed away, maybe this was what caused them to use this story of a Robo-Rita, but I think they could have used Carla Perez, the actress who played Rita since the second season of Mighty Morphin, since the best thing this character has always had is her facial expressions. Although in Cosmic Fury we could see Zordon, I would have preferred to see the full return of this character in the special episode, as this would have made this anniversary the most epic in history. The best idea would have been if Billy could have brought Zordon back in the crystal tube, and this would have taken us back to 1993 when it all started. This would have been a spectacular ending for the Mighty Morphin team and a true ending to all the anniversary episodes. Write in the comments what you think was the best anniversary episode, like this video and subscribe to be part of Power Rangers.